Have you guys heard of the Cristina Pangalangan case? Because if not, I'm going to tell you about it. A South Carolina couple is on trial for allegedly leaving the woman's disabled daughter in a hot car to die. 13-year-old Cristina Pangalangan was the alleged victim, and she was nonverbal as well as wheelchair-bound. Mother, Rita Pangalangan, as well as her boyfriend Larry King, are facing murder, unlawful conduct towards a child, and criminal conspiracy charges. The incident occurred at the boyfriend's house about 10 miles outside of the Walterboro area, August 5th of 2019. Rita claims that she had stepped inside to retrieve a pack of cigarettes after putting her daughter in the car, and that when she returned, she realized that her keys as well as her daughter had been locked inside, and she also claims that it was too late to save Cristina by the time they found the spare key to unlock the door. Responders reported that Cristina was not breathing, and they reported her, in their words, as being beyond help by the time they arrived. It's been reported that Cristina was trapped inside the car for around 5 hours in temperatures exceeding 130 degrees inside the vehicle. And despite the couple's story, detectives actually found surveillance footage showing the two suspects, Rita and Larry, putting Cristina in the car, closing the door, and then going back inside the house. It's reported that the surveillance footage shows suspects Rita and Larry placing Cristina in the vehicle, returning inside the home, checking on her an hour later, and then returning back indoors for another 3 hours. After those 3 hours, Larry and Rita return back outside to get into Larry's truck and drive away, leaving Cristina inside the vehicle completely alone for another hour. Loved ones of Cristina say that they feel like the South Carolina Department of Social Services did not properly investigate previous reports of neglect that had been made against the suspects regarding Cristina. Lawyers went on to say that there had been 5 previous reports of neglect, the most recent happening in March of 2019, where school officials contacted DSS saying the mother had dropped Cristina off at school with a severely untreated burn across her face, chest, and neck. 2 days following the death of Cristina, Colton County detectives pressed charges against Larry and Rita for the death of Cristina, only for them to receive a $100,000 bond from a judge a month later, allowing them both to make bail, and it has now been 3 years, and neither one of them have been before another judge. The Circuit Solicitor's Office claims that the main reason for the delays is due to a significant backlog of cases caused by the pandemic. 14th Circuit spokesman Jeff Kidd says that prosecutors are continuing to prepare for a trial even though it is yet to be scheduled. And Cristina's loved ones are not only concerned about the delays, they are also filing a lawsuit on the victim's behalf, claiming that her death could have been prevented had the previous accusations been thoroughly investigated and taken more seriously. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. I'm hoping that Cristina gets the justice that she deserves, and I'll give you guys updates as I get them. Bye. There has been an update in the Cristina Pangalangan case. After years of not having their day in court, they have finally seen a judge, and this is how it went.
Hey, if the defendants will rise, and Madam Clerk, if you will publish the verdicts.
State of South Carolina versus Rita M. Pangalangan. Indictments number 2019 GS 15-00781, 2022 GS 15-00710, 2022 GS 15-00814. We, the jury, in the above caption, on the charge of murder of Cristina and Pangalangan, find the defendant guilty.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
We, the jury, in the above captioned case, on the charge of great bodily injury of the child, we find the defendant guilty.
Oh my God!
We, the jury, in the above captioned case, on the charge of criminal conspiracy, find the defendant not guilty. And is signed by the foreperson.
Yes.
Signed by
No,
the foreperson.
you don't need to call the name of the foreperson. Signed by the foreperson. Do
Signed
not.
by the foreperson.
Yes.
State of South Carolina versus Larry Eugene King. Indictments 2019 GS 15-00780, 2022 GS 15-00709, and 2022 GS 15-00813. We, the jury, in the above captioned case on the charge of murder of Cristina and Pangalangan, find the defendant guilty. We, the jury, in the above captioned case on the charge of great bodily injury on a child, find the defendant guilty. We, the jury, in the above captioned case on the charge of criminal conspiracy, find the defendant not guilty.
This unanimous verdict of guilt. Any post-trial motions?
Yes, Your Honor. We would renew all prior motions, mistrial motions, every other motion I've made, as well as the verdict on pre-trial, mistrial, and I'll go specifically through them in the appropriate time.
Yes, sir.
Plus, I renew all my trial motions as well as post-trial, subsequent to the state's motions. All motions.
All right, thank you. Any response by the state?
Yes, sir.
All right, the matters were properly submitted to the jury for the jury's consideration. They studied the evidence carefully. The evidence was appropriately placed before them for their consideration. They have reached a verdict that is unanimous, and the court respectfully denies each motion made by each defendant.
And would require at this time to move for a new trial as well.
Yes, sir. And court likewise denies a motion for new trial as to each defendant. All right, Mr. King, if you'll come around for sentencing. Mr. King is sentenced to the court on the offense of murder that you be committed to the State Department of Corrections for a period of 32 years. Great bodily injury, the sentence is 20 years. Sentences will run concurrent with credit for any time that you've already served.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all. Ms. Pangalangan, a lot of folks have said a lot of good things about you and a lot of positive impacts that you've made on their lives. you're not being sentenced to death. You won't be facing a firing squad or a gas chamber or electric chair. Your life goes on, but it'll go on behind bars, and you'll still have that same opportunity to make a positive impact on the lives of other people who you encounter, and I hope you do that. I simply cannot fathom a mother treating a child the way that you did and allowing that to happen to a child, to your child, the child that you birthed. I don't know if the child at some point became a burden. I don't know what the circumstances were that would lead you to placing the child in that situation. And as if you left and went to Atlanta, Georgia, or maybe we'll say not Charleston, to Myrtle Beach, and went there and got in the beach in the water a few hours, and then came back, and then decided that it's a frantic situation. You did it. You have to live with it. And as bad as the conduct of Mr. King was, yours was worse, in my mind. And, you can talk about intent where you have rational thinking minds, but extreme recklessness brought upon by drugs and alcohol. As we said, intoxication is not a defense and not an excuse. That's what, in effect, you're asking, and it's not. Sentence of the court is that you be committed to the State Department of Correction for a period of 37 years on murder, 20 years on great bodily injury. Sentences will run concurrent, and you'll receive credit for time served.